Hello. It's not like, a new look or anything. I just got out of the bath. But it is the 9th of November. It's Thursday. It's Monday! We. Okay, well. Oh, the cycle of bullshit continues. But, touch wood, we might be there. Touch wood. And also, we very likely might be joined by a couple of dogs. You've met Nana, Annie, and if I just tilt the phone. Never mind. Ronette, the beautiful greyhound, and she's lovely. What a lovely dog! So well behaved, unlike the other one that's asleep on my bed. I love them both. Okay, well, let's get to it. I had that one day of supply, did not go well. Didn't have any other work after that because being the first week back after half term, the schools were pretty quiet. This week's been very busy. I worked just about every day this week. I did take Monday off, and it was a good thing I did because I think if we remember last week, we were told that I was offered a position at a college, and just until to Christmas. It might go longer. And they were just sorting out the right to work. We left Friday, we left it, and they thought, okay, it's all in hand. The application's in. We're doing the ECT check. I'm totally expecting it to come back positive because we were hoping I could start Tuesday or Wednesday. Monday rolls around. The vetting person calls me and says, there's a bit of a problem. And I said, what? And she says, they're coming back saying that you don't have the right to work in the UK. And I'm like, excuse me, I don't think so. And they said, you never applied for settlement. And I said, I did 10 years ago when I was granted permanent leave to remain. There's something not right here. And she said, well, yeah, that sounds rather odd as well, that you've been living here for 20 years, more than 20 years, traveling in and out of the UK. And they come back with this. And anyway, she rephoned the home office. She says, why don't you phone as well, and let's see what we can figure out if we work together. And yeah, I phone visas. The employers have to phone a different department. And anyway, I talked to the guy in visas, and he says, no, that definitely should not have happened. What the heck is going on here? And I said, well, you tell me. But he figured out exactly what, in about 2 seconds. He says, I know what happened. You sent them the wrong set of numbers. There's 2 applications you have to fill out. The one is it's like a settlement application, but for me, it's not for settlement. It's just to get my biometric ID, the visa application form. And I sent the reference number in for that because that's what they asked for. And he says, yeah, they're not very clear on that sometimes. He says, you need a number starting 1212. And I'm like, oh, right. Okay, where do I find that? And he says, it's on your biometric application confirmation that you've, paid. And I thought, is it? I don't remember getting one. Sure enough, it was there. He told me to scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see one that says invoice number. It's not very obvious. So we sent that in. And within a couple of hours, it came back. You've got the right to work in the UK, blah, 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 blah. I was just, oh my God, what? The thoughts that were going through my head were just so scary because I went through this 10 years ago and I thought I was going to lose my right to live here. And I felt like that was going to happen again because I was talking to the guy going, have they changed the rules? What's going on? He says, no, you've got permanent leave to remain. We don't take that away from you. That once you've got it, you've got it. You do not have to apply for settlement ever again unless you leave the country for more than 2 years. And then you've got a problem. And he said, that's really ridiculous because they should have known exactly what happened and been able to instruct you, but they didn't. They chose to just say, you don't have the right to you and live in the UK and scare the shit out of you. So anyway, we got that sorted. We got that back. I wanted to start a lot sooner. Then they come back and say, okay, well, we want her to start on Friday and we want these references. And I'm like, this is a load of bunk. I've given you references for a 3-year work history. Anyway, they've got those. It looks like I am starting tomorrow at the college, but it's just to go in and speak to the department head and get a look at the schemes of work and get ready for Monday. So, Something that I was really looking forward to turned into a right moment of stress. But I'm looking forward to doing A-level English literature in a college, in a sixth form, working in just a sixth form. Be nice. Oh, so that was Monday. By the end of Monday, I was so stressed out, it wasn't even funny. I was thinking about it I actually started doing a cycle. When that news came, I just thought, I can't do this. I really can't do this. First time I've not completed a ride how I wanted. And I have not done much this week because I've been getting used to working out of the home again. I've been coming home and just been so tired. I will get used to it. Tonight was different. Tonight I went to kickboxing and I did the full 2 sessions. So we're getting there. I don't think I'll be doing the 3 90-minute rides because by the time I get home, it's 5 o'clock. When I start working in Loughborough, it's going to be 6 o'clock. So we're going to be cycling till 1 in the morning. But I'm going to have to work something because I want to finish this. I want to complete this. I don't think I'm going to do it in the 30 days. But if I get it in by Christmas, brilliant. As long as it gets done. There's just been so much disruption with the job and trying to get back to work and getting back on my feet again and, the allotment. Well, the allotment's been all right. I've actually got the allotment caught up. So, a day and a half a week going out there is fine right now. Just got to, make sure the geese are okay. So that's been working out as well. Working out has been that that ride I did on Saturday was quite colossal. Didn't do it on Sunday. I went to train. Oh no, I had a tournament on Sunday. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Here she comes. She's going to stand up now. Come on, darling. Come on. Here she is. Here she is. Here she is. Ronette. She's a little shy. This dog is about the most well-behaved animal I've ever. I don't really own her. It's Andre's dog. I'm just on puppy duty tonight because he's got night shift. No, don't make me down. Yeah. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? Hmm? So sweet. Just the sweetest dog. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Okay. No, please don't headbutt me, darling. Sunday was the tournament in Luton. How did I do? Not very well. Well, no, I shouldn't say not very well. I didn't win any medals. And I've had tournaments where I didn't win medals before. And what I've done is just kind of looked at it going, well, the last time that happened was when about 3 years ago when I had COVID. I was in the early stages of COVID. Didn't realize it until a couple days later that I actually had COVID. So I could easily just say, well, I had COVID. But the fact of the matter was that I didn't train enough. I mean, even with the COVID, if I had trained just that little bit more, I probably would have won because my matches were quite close. So, suck it up and just train harder. And I did. And then the next few tournaments after that, I did quite well. This one, I felt like I trained very hard, trained very well, listened to all the advice that the people I trained with gave me, fought hard, just didn't go my way. And I think for the first time after a tournament, I felt like maybe it's time to retire. Can't do anymore. And that's the result. No, I don't feel that way now. I talked to Glenn earlier today at kickboxing, and he was like, nah, you just had a bad day. Don't worry about it. I explained to him how they did it, and he kind of thought that's a little strange. I have actually, given some feedback to the guys that own it, but, nicely, not nastily. And I only gave it because I know that, and they're very receptive to it. So, that's a reason why I like going to their tournaments and training with them, because they're very open to suggestion. And that's what it was suggestion. It wasn't like, this tournament was a load of rubbish, blah, 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 blah. No. It was, I wrote that there were very, a lot of positives. I got a chance to fight other people and also got to fight Diana. And my match with Diana was a broken record, really close. But it was close in this sort of first strike kind of competition that it's never been it's just never been my strong point, being in there, being fast and being quick. And I only lost to Yin, who was my opponent for a single, by 1 point. She got ahead of me by quite a bit. And I did see the score out of the corner of my eye. And I thought, oh, crap, I better step this up. And I did. And I almost tied it up. But that was a good match. It was a lot of fun. And again, fighting somebody new. And also doing that because I usually get my ass handed to me when I do that. I usually don't even, what happens is it's 2 minutes, but if one person gets to 10 before the 2 minutes is up, then that's, they call it. And I went the full 2 minutes on all of them. So I'm getting there. And they were very, very close. The double stick. I actually felt like I might have edged that one. I felt like I fought very well, but they gave it to the opponent. But it was close, and she did very well. So yeah, it is what it is. I didn't even feel like going to the next one on the 19th at first. I just thought, oh, you know what? Maybe it's just time to hang this up. And then, like Glenn and like Diana said, they said, no, you just feel that way because it wasn't the best day for you. Unless you just don't love it anymore. And I've always said that if I don't enjoy it and I don't love it, then I stop. Or if I start getting injured to the point where it's just silly, then I stop. I haven't had that. And this is, if you don't like it anymore and you're not enjoying it, then absolutely retire, don't do it, or take a break and see if you want to come back. I don't feel like that. I just was frustrated. It was just frustration. And they said, okay, take your frustration, do better at the next one, which I hope to do. And at very least, I get to go see everybody because I really do miss my GSBA squad members. There's a few I'd like to bump into. Right, so there we are. I've kind of babbled on like a flaming idiot. I've been working in some primary schools, which has been interesting. Getting back. One over in Corby that I've actually enjoyed quite a lot. The kids are not challenging. It's just they're just energetic, but they're not nasty kids. They're just a little bit silly. But no, the school was very, very supportive and helpful and saying, no, we're not having that. And I'm happy to go back there. I did another one yesterday that I actually used to work at here in Kettering. It was an absolute nightmare. But it wasn't all the kids. The kids were not the best, but the staff were so rude. I couldn't believe it. I almost walked out. I was like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this. I had to come home. The school is almost on my doorstep. It's like a 10-minute walk from my house. And I had an interview scheduled, a Teams interview, and this is for a secondary school in Corby for a Spanish teaching role. And it was on Teams, and the school agreed, oh no, she can come and do it here. That's absolutely fine. We'll cover her class for, half hour, 45 minutes. I brought my laptop and everything. And then I get there and they go, oh, you just need to step out for 20 minutes to take a phone call, right? And I said, no. Explained what it was. And they said, oh, right. Okay. They tried to account. They said, all right, we'll get that sorted. Went up, took my laptop up to the staff room, tried to get onto Microsoft Teams. You can't get on because it being at its primary school, it was blocking it. Asked the staff in the office, and they were just like, can't do anything about it. But the thing is, if they said, oh, geez, we're really sorry about that, but we can't do anything. But they were just like, yeah, I can't do anything about it. Why don't you do it on your phone? We don't care. Fortunately, the secondary school were very understanding. And they said, okay, look, I said, look, can we move it ahead or move it to maybe an hour, and I'll go home at lunchtime and do it. And they were very good about it. And I went home at lunchtime, but they said, well, you need to be back for afternoon registration. I said, well, I'll do my best. I might be a little bit late. They said, you need to tell someone. And I'm like, so I told like 3 people. The head of the school was going to come down and speak to me about it. Nobody came. I went home for the interview. I called my agency. I said, look, I told 3-4 people about it. Nobody did anything. And they said, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll call them. And they said, doesn't sound like it's been a very good day for you. And I said, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to go back there this afternoon. And I wasn't going to just not go back. I was going to call and that. And I said, I don't want to. And, they talked me into going back, and they just said, look, it's an hour and a half. Just, can you please do it? And I said, obviously, if you're that adamant, then, but because we don't have anybody we can send to cover, and it makes us look bad. And I said, well, you know what? Maybe that school needs to think about how they treat their supply staff. And she says, we don't. And she said, to be honest, we don't usually send people there. They don't use us very often. And I said, yeah, it sounds like they've worked through the supply agencies. Anyway, I went back, got through the day, told them I have no interest in ever going back there again. I understand that I have not been in the classroom for a while, but no, that was pretty bad. And it wasn't all the kids, though. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to be silly. adults. I don't expect that from. Right. I don't know if there's anything else to report. Oh, I just want to say very big happy birthday to Sarah Taylor, my rescue partner. Although I've not been doing much rehoming lately because I've just been so busy with everything else. But she's been very, very busy. We are going to an auction on Saturday, so that should be a lot of fun. I'll see. I always say I'm not going to get anything, and I end up buying a bird. Last time I got a chicken, just a chicken that nobody wanted. So I thought, well, save her from the dinner table. And my girls are starting to lay again. I'm so pleased. I mean, very slowly. I'm getting about 1 or 2 eggs a day, considering all the birds I got out there. I think they'd be, but they're usually firing them out like crazy. But at least now they are starting. So I think they were in the molt. Now they're out of the molt, and they're just, yeah, they're starting to lay again. Okay, everybody, have an amazing weekend, and I will be back next week.